Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're embarking on a really compelling exploration into the military principles of a figure revered throughout history, Imam Ali ibn Abi Alayhi Salam. You've provided us with some rich sources detailing his life and virtues.
Indeed. And what emerges powerfully from these sources is the undeniable and, consistently highlighted aspect of his unmatched military prowess. It's a thread woven through his entire life, really.
Exactly. So our mission in this deep dive is to go beyond the familiar narratives and really excavate the core principles that underpin Imam alayhi salam's military might. What was it about his approach that led to the astonishing and, repeatedly emphasized fact within these texts that he was never defeated in battle?
Right.
We're aiming to uncover fresh perspectives, insights that might even resonate with those already deeply familiar with his history.
It's a profoundly deep subject. And the more one delves, the more captivating the nuances become. To consider a leader who faced countless conflicts and emerged victorious every single time, it really begs a deeper understanding, doesn't it?
Okay, so let's begin to unpack this by looking at something foundational. The very essence of his being, as described in the sources. From his birth, he was known by the powerful title, the Invincible Lion of Allah, Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala.
That's a weighty introduction right there.
It is, and it wasn't merely a title conferred later in life. The sources recount instances from his early infancy that speak to an extraordinary strength and, innate bravery.
Really? Like what?
Well, consider the narration of him tearing off his swaddling clothes and remarkably overcoming a snake in his cradle. That actually earned him the name 𝗍𝗲, another word for lion.
Wow.
Yeah, so this sets a powerful precedent for the kind of figure we are examining. A literal lion in the cradle. It's an image that's hard to forget. And this inherent courage wasn't just a legend from his childhood, was it? It manifested consistently throughout his life, particularly in those crucial early battles fought alongside the Prophet Muhammad.
𝗨𝗺.
Precisely. Think about the Battle of 𝗬𝗵, for instance.
Okay.
At a critical juncture, when, many others faltered and even retreated, Imam Ali, alayhi salam, was among the very few who stood steadfast with the Prophet.
Right. That unwavering presence.
Yes, this refusal to yield in the face of extreme danger, it became a defining characteristic of his military engagements.
And it wasn't just about holding his ground, was it? The sources are unequivocal. He never fought with an opponent, except that he gained victory upon him, and no opponent ever escaped from him. That's an absolutely staggering claim. What do you make of such a definitive statement? It is indeed staggering. It speaks to a consistent dominance in any direct confrontation. This wasn't like a matter of chance or luck. It strongly suggests a unique combination of exceptional skill, unwavering courage, and perhaps, as we'll explore further, a divinely granted strength in his cause.
Okay, let's delve into specific instances of his military brilliance, what our outline terms strategies in attacking evil. The Battle of Khandak, or Ahzab, immediately comes to mind. Tell us about his legendary confrontation with Amr ibn Abd.
Yes. What's truly profound about this encounter isn't just the defeat of Amr, who was, a celebrated and feared warrior of his time.
Right.
But the subsequent statement from the Prophet, Alayhi Salam, he said, a single strike of Alayhi Salam on the day of Khandak is greater in merit than the worship of all of humanity and jinn until the day of resurrection.
Wow. That elevates it far beyond just a battlefield victory.
Exactly. It underscores the immense significance of Imam Ali, alayhi salam's role in safeguarding the nascent Muslim community during a moment of, existential threat. The trench itself was a strategic defense conceived by Salman al-Farisi, 𝗏, making Amr's attempt to breach it a critical challenge.
So Ali alayhi salam's action was pivotal.
Absolutely pivotal. It directly thwarted the enemy's advance. And let's not overlook the account of him miraculously leaping back over the trench after the duel.
Oh, yeah, that part too.
Showcasing an almost superhuman agility that further solidified his legendary status.
That quote from the Prophet, Allahu alayhi wa sallam, really reframes the entire event. It wasn't just a heroic deed. It had profound spiritual weight.
Then we have the Battle of Khaybar, with the well-known episode involving the formidable warrior 𝗵𝗆 and the seemingly impossible feat of uprooting the fort's door.
Yes, the killing of 𝗵𝗆, a heavily armed and highly skilled Jewish warrior. He was a major obstacle to the Muslim forces, so defeating him was pivotal in securing victory at Khaybar. But the door.
The door. That's the truly astonishing aspect. The subsequent uprooting of the fort's massive door. The sources narrate that after Imam Ali, Alayhi Salam, cast it aside, 40 men could not move it.
40 men.
40 men. This goes beyond mere physical strength. It strongly suggests a divinely bestowed power acting in service of a righteous cause. I mean, imagine the psychological impact on both sides.
Definitely. The defenders seeing that and the attackers being emboldened.
It undoubtedly played a significant role in breaking the siege of the heavily fortified 𝗂𝗃.
It almost transcends the realm of conventional warfare, doesn't it? These accounts, while perhaps difficult for some to fully grasp, are consistently presented as historical realities within the sources we're examining. Now, shifting our focus slightly, the Battle of ฎ provides a powerful illustration of his unique ethical approach to warfare, even when his forces held a clear tactical advantage.
This brings us to a crucial dimension of his, well, military genius. His unwavering commitment to moral principles, even amidst intense conflict.
Like with the water.
Exactly. When Imam Alayhi al-Salam's forces gained control of the Euphrates River, a vital water source in that arid landscape, his resolute refusal to deny water to Muawiyah's army. It stands in stark contrast to the later actions of his adversaries in the same battle.
What was his reasoning?
His reasoning, famously quoted as, "By Allah, Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, I shall not treat them the way they treat us. I shall not deny them water even if they deny it to us," speaks volumes about his profound commitment to justice and fairness, even toward his enemies.
He refused to compromise his ethical standards.
Right, not even for a temporary tactical gain. And what's fascinating here is the strategic implication as well. While denying water might have offered a short-term advantage, his ethical stance likely fostered a sense of moral superiority within his own ranks and, potentially sowed seeds of doubt within the opposing forces.
That's a profoundly important point. It demonstrates that his victories weren't simply about achieving military dominance at any cost, but about upholding a higher moral and ethical framework, even on the battlefield. This leads us nicely to the concept of inner conquest. How did his deep spirituality and self-mastery contribute to his seemingly indomitable military strength?
This is where the true depth of his power becomes apparent. The sources consistently portray Imam Ali, Alayhi Salam, as a man deeply and profoundly connected to the divine. He was revered as the master of worshippers, Sayyidul Abidin, and the lantern of those who remained awake at nights for worship, 𝗵𝗵
So intensely devout.
Incredibly so. Accounts detail his extensive prostrations in prayer to the extent that calluses formed on his forehead. This wasn't mere ritualistic practice. It was a deep and constant immersion in spirituality, a forging of an unbreakable bond with Allah, Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala.
We even have the well-known anecdote of the arrow being removed from his leg while he was completely engrossed in prayer, utterly oblivious to the intense pain. That level of focus and detachment from physical sensation is almost incomprehensible to most of us.
It truly highlights a crucial aspect of his inner strength. His profound connection with Allah, Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, provided him with a resilience and fortitude that transcended ordinary human limitations. Consider also the stark contrast between his immense potential for worldly wealth and power. As a close companion and son-in-law of the Prophet Allahu Alayhi Wasallam, and later as the fourth caliph, and his remarkably ascetic lifestyle.
Right, he wasn't chasing worldly gain.
Not at all. His famous declaration, "O world, O yellow one and O white one, deceive some other person other than me," reveals his complete disinterest in material possessions and worldly vanities. He was known to mend his own worn-out shoes, even while preparing for major military campaigns.
Even then.
It demonstrates a humility and singular focus that is rarely encountered in leaders, especially military commanders. It's as if his inner spiritual strength provided an unshakable foundation for his external actions.
It seems as though his outward military strength was a direct manifestation of this deep inner fortitude and complete detachment from worldly distractions and fears. Now let's explore the concept of the aura of truth. The sources suggest that he possessed an inherent authority and charisma that profoundly impacted those around him, both his allies and his adversaries.
Yet what's particularly striking is the acknowledgement of his unparalleled eloquence, even by his staunchest opponents. Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan himself is famously quoted as saying, "None opened the doors of eloquence and fluency upon the Quraysh except Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, and none taught the principles of rhetoric except him."
That's incredible praise, especially coming from Muawiyah.
It is. And the renowned collection of his sermons, letters, and sayings, Nahjul Balagha, the peak of eloquence, stands as an enduring testament to his extraordinary command of language and his profound wisdom. It was often said that his words held a unique power, described as below the speech of the Creator and above the speech of creation.
Wow. And it wasn't solely his verbal eloquence, was it? There's an account from Ibn Anu, 𝗪𝗪, one of his devoted companions.
Yes.
He described the profound awe and respect that Imam Ali, Alayhi Salam, inspired, even amidst his renowned accessibility and humility. It's as if people innately sensed a deep-seated truth and authority emanating from his very being.
Exactly. And this aura of truth might also be intrinsically linked to the numerous accounts of his foretelling future events.
Like predicting things.
Yes. The sources mention his predictions about his own martyrdom at the hands of Ibn al-Jim, the emergence and rebellion of the Khawarij, and even the character and actions of future rulers.
That suggests a kind of divine insight.
Precisely. A connection to a higher level of knowledge and understanding, which would undoubtedly have contributed to his unwavering certainty and the profound impact he had on those around him. It's as if he operated with a clarity of vision that extended beyond the immediate circumstances of the battlefield, lending an undeniable weight to his commands and actions.
It's almost as if he was operating on a different plane of understanding, possessing a foresight that went beyond the immediate tactical situation. This naturally leads us to the idea of victory beyond the battlefield. How did his conduct, after achieving military success, further solidify his moral authority and enduring legacy?
This is a vital aspect of understanding his lasting impact. After the Battle of Jamal, for example, despite the intense and divisive conflict, Imam Alayhi Salam granted a general amnesty to his defeated enemies.
Really? A general amnesty?
Yes, and he ensured the safe and respectful return of Isha 𝗔𝗹𝗆 to Medina. This magnanimity and victory stands in stark contrast to the vengeful actions often taken by other conquerors throughout history.
And even his own opponents, like at a fin with the water.
Exactly. His victories were never about retribution, personal gain, or the establishment of dominance through oppression, but always about the upholding of justice and the principles of Islam as he understood them.
It truly reinforces the notion that his military actions were consistently in service of a higher ethical framework, rather than driven by personal ambition or animosity. And this unwavering commitment to his principles is what our outline refers to as the unblemished banner.
Precisely. You have to remember, Imam Alayhi was among the very first to embrace Islam, the first man to accept the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's message, a fact acknowledged even by those who later opposed him.
Right from the beginning.
From the very beginning. His valor and courage in the face of danger in the early battles were unparalleled. He never fled from the battlefield and consistently emerged victorious in single combat and in leading charges.
And the sword.
Yeah. Yes. The legendary sword, 𝗵𝗵. It's often depicted in accounts as cleaving through armor and steel with a single, decisive blow. Now, while there might be symbolic interpretations associated with these descriptions, they undeniably underscore his unmatched skill, strength, and unwavering dedication to what he believed to be the cause of truth and justice.
So as we bring all of these threads together, how can we distill these multifaceted aspects of Imam Alayhi Salam's military might into practical principles that might be relevant even today? Our outline poses the question: how to win a war like him? Principles for the learner. What are the key takeaways from our deep dive?
Well, if we synthesize the various dimensions we've explored, several core principles really emerge, I think. Firstly, an unwavering and deeply rooted commitment to one's cause, driven by profound conviction and faith.
Okay.
Secondly, the application of strategic thinking and decisive action in the critical moments of conflict, knowing when and how to act.
Right, strategy.
Thirdly, and perhaps most fundamentally, the cultivation of inner strength through a deep spiritual connection and rigorous self-discipline. That inner conquest we talked about. Fourthly, the absolute imperative of maintaining moral and ethical conduct, even in the most challenging circumstances of conflict, like the water incident.
Crucial.
And finally, the power of inspiring leadership that is built upon a foundation of truthfulness, integrity, and humility. That aura of truth.
So it becomes clear that his undefeated record wasn't solely attributable to superior military tactics or exceptional physical strength alone. It was this unique and inseparable blend of inner spiritual power, unwavering ethical commitment, and strategic acumen that made him such a formidable and, well, ultimately unconquerable force.
Yeah, exactly. Imam Ali ibn Ali Salam's military might was intrinsically interwoven with his profound faith, his unshakable ethics, and his remarkable inner spiritual fortitude. This holistic approach, this integration of the inner and outer dimensions of strength, is what ultimately led to his unparalleled and undefeated record on the battlefield.
This has truly been an illuminating deep dive into the principles that underpinned Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam's military might. We've gained a deeper appreciation, I think, for how his extraordinary physical prowess was inextricably linked to his profound spiritual depth, how his strategic brilliance was always guided by a strong ethical compass, and how his unwavering commitment to truth fueled his unconquerable resolve.
Indeed. And it leaves us, and perhaps you, our listener, to ponder a final, thought-provoking question. How might these profound principles, this unconquerable resolve, rooted in inner strength, strategic action guided by unwavering ethics, and the pursuit of truth as the ultimate source of power, how might these be applicable in the various battles we face in our own lives, far beyond the traditional military context?
That's a great point.
What are the deeper implications of reflecting on a leader who remained undefeated, not just in physical conflicts, but in consistently upholding his most fundamental principles? It's a truly powerful and enduring legacy to contemplate.
Absolutely. We encourage you to continue your own exploration of the rich history and the profound and timeless lessons from the extraordinary life of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
O God, remove our need for the gifts of the givers through your gift. Spare us the loneliness of those who break off through your joining, that we may beseech no one along with your free giving, that we may feel lonely at no one's absence along with your bounty. O God, bless Muhammad and his household. Scheme for us, not against us. Devise to our benefit, not to our loss. Give the turn to prevail to us, not to others. O God, bless Muhammad and his household. Protect us from yourself. Safeguard us through yourself. Guide us to yourself, and take us not far from yourself. He whom you protect stays safe. He whom you guide knows, and he whom you bring near yourself takes the spoils. O God, bless Muhammad and his household, and spare us the cutting edge of time's turning changes, the evil of Satan's snares, and the bitterness of the sovereign's aggression. O God, the spared are spared only through the bounty of your strength, so bless Muhammad and his household and spare us. The givers give only through the bounty of your wealth, so bless Muhammad and his household and give to us. The guided are guided only by the light of your face, so bless Muhammad and his household and guide us. O God, he whom you befriend will not be injured by the abandonment of the abandoners. He to whom you give will not be diminished by the withholding of the withholders. He whom you guide will not be misled by the misguidance of the misguiders. So bless Muhammad and his household. Defend us from your servants through your might. Free us from need for other than you through your support, and make us travel the path of the truth through your right guidance. O God, bless Muhammad and his household, and put the soundness of our hearts into the remembrance of your mightiness, the idleness of our bodies into giving thanks for your favor, and the flow of our tongues into the description of your kindness. O God, bless Muhammad and his household, and make us one of your summoners who summon to you, your guiders who direct to you, and your special friends whom you have singled out, O most merciful of the merciful.